Right, well, this is late September, and we come to one of the greatest days of the year, which is the annual ginger harvest. So this is my ginger plant. Before we start taking it down, I just want to tell you a few things about how we've grown it. The first thing to say is that this is the first time I've used solar power to run the system. I'm very confident that we'll break a long-term record. It's been a great year for ginger. It's been warm, sunny most of the time, long season. So what have I actually done here? Well, I've used one of our experimental solar systems to grow it in, and you'll see that in a bit more detail when we take it down. If you're interested in that, then they would be available. So it is a method of growing that is available. I've also used a protective frame. Now this is just to add a bit of extra heat and humidity into the system. The polytunnel's fine, but especially early in the year, April and May, can be a bit cool at night, what have you. I've used Vitapod propagator pieces, which I set up to grow my bedding plants and things through the winter, but they make an ideal frame for this job. But you could just as easily make one from poles and polythene. It would be fine. You can even do without if you're growing ginger. It just means your season will be a bit shorter and the yield won't quite be what I've got here, but it'd be perfectly feasible to grow the plant that way. And ginger itself is really quite a handsome plant, so having it spread out in your greenhouse a bit is a bit of an attractive piece anyway, plant anyway. I've set up the system with a header tank, and you'll soon see a float valve in there as well, and so it's pretty much run itself. The solar pumps work brilliantly throughout the season, so I'm pretty excited and ready to go. So here we go. Let's take it off frame by frame. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Well, this is a shears job. The time's come. Here we go. Amazing. Look at that. Clear up a little bit here. The smell is just fantastic. I mean, brilliant. A bit of Caribbean flavours coming out there, alright. They'll just go on the compost heap when we've finished everything. Right, now then, this is where we get to work. So this is the planter. So I've got a planter which holds 15 to 20 litres of water, a reservoir that holds 15 to 20 litres of water, and then the planter. So let's lift the planter off. And I've prepared this wheelbarrow here too. I'll just wheel that round a bit, Adam, you might be able to see this a bit better. Let's have a look what we've actually got here. We can see that the roots have come right through into the nutrient solution, and I don't know if you can see it, but actually the planter sides have been pushed out. They're actually pushed out, which is a suggestion that in there there's quite a lot of ginger. So let's lift that off first. Let's put that on the side as well. So here we go. First look, 2004. Well, looks healthy enough there. Got to get into that somehow. Right, well, by God, I mean, it is healthy. it is healthy. I think that's our starting point. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Right. Oh yeah. Look at that. That, there, ladies and gentlemen, is the old original Booths supermarket starter. Now look at this. Look at this. The quality seems to be there. And most of the product is pushed itself above the surface of the medium. So that, and there's another piece of the original. I used 4 pieces to start off with. Now let's have a little ease this apart. And what I'll do, I'll just put them into this box just to begin with. Now we're getting there. There is a way of making this a bit easier, you know, which is give it a couple of days to dry out before you actually harvest it. But let's see how we get on with this lot. Some nice pieces here. How about it? Nice pieces of ginger. Look at that. Fantastic. Quality's there. Some good ones. These little knobs there, that flavour is just... lose any. So the pebbles don't seem to have got in between the roots to wreck them. I'm getting some nice pieces of ginger out. One of the things I make with a crop like this is crystallized ginger, and I think I've got some helpful notes on how to make that. And just look at that. Now what would Mr. Tesco think of that, hey? I tell you. Look at these. Guys. Another piece of the old one. There we go. Get in there now. Careful of all that lot. How about that then? How about that? How about that? There must be nearly a kilogram there. Right. Well, first part of the harvest done. Yep. And we'll put them on the scales. You don't need to carry. And you can watch the scales go up at them. On that one. 4.25.